Hi everybody, DaBeardedXeno, how you doing? I'm gonna have a little controller comparison here. 4-way controller comparison. As you can see, PlayStation on the left, Xbox on the right. And I'll just give you my thoughts on how they all compare. There we go. Gotta get a good angle. There we go. It's my redneck tripod. That's how we do it here in Alabama. Okay, we'll start with, we'll go with PlayStation comparison between those two. Start with the DualShock 3. It was infamous for its triggers. That's why. You slipped right off them, there was no grip. It's really, and they're flimsy too when you, see, they don't feel good at all. At all. The sticks, your thumb slip off of them too. Basically, it's like you have baby all over your hands, even when they're completely clean. It's like the controller jumps go whoop. But I don't really like this controller at all. The only game that ever made me forget that I was using this, Last of Us. It felt that good. Somehow, Last of Us made me like this controller. Other games, Killzone, hate this controller. Move on to DualShock 4. This controller, same overall feel as the DualShock 3, but the sticks and the triggers are greatly improved. Now, this controller isn't exactly for me because, see my fingers? They almost touch. I don't like that. It's the distance for my hands to wrap around to the triggers is just too short for me, you know, for my taste. I mean, this is great for people with little hands. But I'm a big fat guy. I'll touch my boobies. Big fat guy with big hands. So, you know, I'm not going to skip to that. This, it feels a lot better. I've been playing Killzone 3 and I've been playing Aliens Colonial Marines with this for the past 2-3 weeks, I think. And it works great. It's an awesome FPS controller. It's not as good as the 360 controller, which I'll get to, but it is a great alternative. Overall, great improvement over this. Sony really stepped it up. They did it right. They kept it close to the loyal fans. Good controller. We gave it an 8 in our review. Now we'll move on to the Xbox side of things. This is widely regarded as the best controller ever made, except for one thing. D-pad. Everybody hates the D-pad. Even me, and I'm a shooter guy. I don't play fighting games at all, so I don't have any real use for this. Sorry, it's a little late. So, the only time I would use this is for switching weapons and like gadgets in Battlefield. I still hate it. I was like the wrong thing all the time. The shadows like in my face. But it is the best controller. Or is it? Move on to the Xbox One. This controller is amazing. That's the only way I can say. I've had it for about an hour and a half. I haven't got to test it with any games. But just holding it in my hands, it is the most comfy controller I've ever seen in my entire life. I love this controller because it just feels like it disappears in your hand. One big problem? Battery pack. You know what's awesome about this controller? That's gone. They also made it more ergonomic on your hands, so it literally just sits in your hands. The triggers are a lot bigger. You can hear like they don't, there's like no click to them at all. They're really silent. Except for when you slap them in and it hits the base, but you hear that? There's a big difference. They greatly improved those. The sticks on the Xbox 360, pretty loose. These feel like they're a lot more responsive. I haven't tested it yet with any games, but just going off these sticks, they're really really bouncy. Pretty responsive too. I like it. And of course, the biggest gripe about this, don't ever do that again, the D-pad. As you can see, the D-pad is greatly improved. It's basically your standard Nintendo D-pad. Here we go. It is midnight where I'm at, so sorry. This is by far the greatest controller I've ever held. I could have brought the Wii U Pro controller into this, because I love that controller. I really do. But it just doesn't sit comfortably as much as this controller or this controller. It's basically the same thing as this, but this is just different. It might be the build quality of the Wii U controller, because it does feel a slight bit cheap, and the triggers on it are digital triggers, and they suck. They suck. These are analog triggers. I think these are digital triggers too, but they have a really good spring and you can't really tell. I know the face buttons here are digital. This has all analog buttons. It's great. Great controller. I cannot wait until next week. This time next week, I will be at GameStop picking up this. I opted to not get one of these just yet because there wasn't that many games. Now they did just announce an Uncharted game, and I texted surprisingly Dolphin and said, yep, I'm sold. I'm getting a PS4. And I am going to get a PS4 on March 21st when Infamous comes out. Him too. So that's going to be awesome. If I can get one before then, I will, but they're probably going to be in short supply. So as soon as the Infamous bundle goes up, I'm pre-ordering that bad boy. I'm a huge Killzone fan though. So resisting Killzone, another friend resisting, but resisting Killzone is going to be hard for me. I love Killzone, as you can see right here. I mean, I have it right beside my Halo helmet here. I mean, usually they're back there, but I put it here for comparison's sake. Now, I can't credit this controller enough. It just feels good. I can't wait to try the rumble motors. That's something, I think that's why these are so, well, it is why they're so big, and it's why they have a good weight to them. And they're really easy to press down, but you can tell they have a weight, especially when they flop back. So, come next week, I will let you know exactly how this plays. I mean, I can tell you now with this, except for the touchpad, because nothing on PS3 uses that. This is a great controller, though. It's DualShock 4. If you're getting a PS4, you have nothing to worry about controller-wise. This is a great controller. Leaps and bounds above this. You will enjoy this. Like I said, it speaks to the hardcore PlayStation fan who loves the DualShock. It also speaks to the Xbox people who like shooters. Because it's actually usable for shooters. I mean, this is preferable for shooters. But you can say right now, it is. But if you're one of the people who are making the jump from Xbox to PlayStation because of how Microsoft has acted and the price and you connect and all the reasons that people cry about on the internet, you have nothing to worry about. This is a great controller. And again, this is all my personal opinion, but I have to say, this is the best controller on the market. Now, like I said, I'm waiting reserving judgment on the features. I will give you a full revised review on this. In fact, me and MasterCard 8 are going to be doing a review tomorrow of this controller, how it feels. This is just my impressions on all of the controllers and which one is best. Clear winner, Xbox One. Not by a mile, though. It just barely got ahead. One thing I want to note, build quality. My God. A lot of people say this feels like third party. No. This feels like a third party controller compared to this. This feels cheap compared to this. This has a really good heft to it. The weight, it feels really stable. It's comfy. Everything looks really well built. I mean, Microsoft improved this. I might have to look for meteorites and hellfire because the apocalypse might happen because perfection has been perfected. I don't know how. I really don't. But I'm glad. I'm glad I chose the Xbox One first because of the exclusives. But I'm sad that I didn't get a PS4 as well. I mean, I had the money to get both. But I decided to double down and get 6 launch titles for the Xbox One. So, yeah. Cannot wait for that. Tuesday, we're going to be doing Battlefield 4 and Assassin's Creed 4 unboxings. Just don't know who's doing those because me and Miss Card both getting those. I don't know. We'll have to plan all that out. But loads of Xbox One coverage coming from us. And as soon as we get a PS4 inside the clan, we will be reviewing PS4 stuff and doing PS4 videos. And hopefully by then they'll have the HDCP patched out. I don't know why they did that. Anyways, this has been a too long of a video. Nobody probably cares about my opinions, but... Oh, shit! It's okay, people. It's not like I just almost broke the best controller in the world. But anyways, I'll leave you with this.